really love to know your feeling the moment that you won.
You know, I really
did you have an inkling
think
that you
I was
had won?
Win. No, not at all. I mean, even up to the end, I'm going, no, this is not, you know, okay. My worst nightmare came true. I'm now, you know, on stage next to this wonderful little singer, Jackie Evancho, you know, who was, I knew was going to win from the get-go. I was wondering, why am I up here next to her in the end? So, and I call it my worst nightmare because I thought about it and I went, wouldn't that be something if I'm in the finale with her in the finals there, you know, in the very end. And boy, that came true. It was actually a great experience. I didn't know I was going to win. When they said my name, honestly, I thought at first they were saying the one that lost. I wasn't certain on that for a moment until Jackie turned to me, the little girl, and I turned to her and I gave her a big hug and I asked her if she was all right, you know, in her ear. I said, "Are you okay, you know, with this?" And she's, you know, 9-year-old girl going through that, you know, no, I was in shell shock for quite a few days after that moment. I couldn't believe that it happened, you know.
And the reaction of your grandparents and Lucy.
You know, it was. Of course, everyone was astounded. They were very excited. It was a great moment for my hometown back in Mississippi. For everyone down there, you know, they needed that, you know, because that town is really only famous for being ground zero for Hurricane Katrina, so it needed some good, you know, publicity.
Yeah. Well, actually, since I wanted to touch on that also, I wanted to know if you would mind sharing some of your memories and your efforts of Hurricane Katrina during that time.
That was tough for me because I wasn't down there. I was already living in Las Vegas at the time, and all of my family and friends down there went through that. And for about 3 days, I could not contact anyone down there. The phone lines were just jammed, and I didn't know what was going on. And it was nerve-wracking for me. I went down there that December after the storm and got to see it, and it was nasty. It was like there was nothing there. I can't explain it. There was nothing left at all. I mean, like a few buildings standing here and there, but they were then demolished after, and you know, the people down there were just in a really dark, sad state. You know, and I knew that time would make it better. Unlike, as opposed to New Orleans, this is a small town, and we've been through many hurricanes down there in that town. My family has a long lineage of that going on down there, but we're resilient, you know, and they are, and they came back, and the town is more beautiful than it's ever been. You know, so
and the house that you built for your grandmother or your grandparents, is it in the same town, or did you?
It's in the same county. I moved it up north of the county a little bit on higher ground, where hopefully that if we have another hurricane like that, that tidal surge won't come in and take it out, you know. But
wow,
yeah,
it's just a precious story.
Yeah, and made sure the house is anchored down, so that the water can't pick it up if it does come in there. Yeah. The house my grandmother had during Katrina or before Katrina had literally lifted it off its foundation and put it into the front yard, dropped it completely off in the front yard. It was nasty.
Wow, is that the worst hurricane you have been in, or have experienced? As far, well, you weren't there, but
the worst natural disaster that hit close to me. Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst that they've been through down there, but it's definitely, like my hometown always talks about Hurricane Camille back in the late 1960s. Hurricane Camille hit, and we've had many hurricanes since then, but Camille was that big one that everyone talked about. And when I went home for the first time after Katrina, I saw a big billboard sign on Interstate I-10 that said, "Camille who?"
So, pretty clever.
So now it's all about Katrina, and when's that next Katrina going to come again? But, you learn from it, and a lot of my family and friends, they refuse to move, and I get it. I understand. A lot of people say, why would you want to live in an area like that? Well, there's natural disasters that can occur anywhere, and it's just the way it goes, right? But there's so much rich culture down there. I can see why it's hard for people to pick up and leave that area, and it's so beautiful down there too.
Yeah. How has your life changed drastically with this new fame that you have? Yeah,
it has, and it's been a real blessing to me, especially after all the chaos. The first couple years after the show, and now I'm back into my seat where I feel comfortable, and the gigs that I feel comfortable doing, and it's a lot of people come out and see me in Vegas, and I'm still astounded that they remember that they they come out, that I have those fans out there, and they're devoted, and I'm very blessed for that,
Do you do a lot of touring?
Well, we want to set up another tour.
Because I'd love for you to come to Seattle.
Well, I love Seattle, and I've been up there quite a few times, most of the time opening for Ann and Nancy Wilson. Hart,
yeah.
I played, last time I was up there, I played in Redmond.
Yep.
With them, and it was a wonderful venue, outdoor. I can't remember the name of this amphitheater, but it was outdoor, and it's set on some historical site, I recall, and it was just beautiful. And I love Seattle. I love the food. I love the scenery. My wife wants to move up there, and I don't blame her.
Well, if you ever have a concert here, I'd get first dibs on the first live interview. I'm calling it right now.
Well, absolutely, and I would love for that.
And I'm in the front row, I tell you.
Well, I'll get you backstage, of course.
I wanted to ask you about this sudden change and fame for your wife. Was this a big change for her to, because she's not you, but yet she kind of has to endure
She's part of the story too. I mean, I wanted to make it very memorable for, even more so for her when I won, and I knew I was going to marry her. So when I won, I didn't tell her. Actually, I didn't tell anybody. When I got on the Ellen show, I asked them if it was okay to propose to her on the show, and
wow.
And of course they were like right on top of it before I could say anything. They had a big bouquet of roses they brought in. I guess they keep them in the back just in case. And,
wow, that's really exciting to know that it really was completely out just for the moment.
Oh, yeah, it was spare the moment. My manager, nobody knew. No one knew. In fact, there were people that were happy about it. There were people that were shocked about it. They weren't sure. They were like, "Are you sure, Michael?" Yes, of course I am. I've been with her for a few years now. I know who I want to be with,
Right.
And I made a moment out of that on the Ellen Show. It wasn't to outdo anybody's proposals out there in the world, just so they know.
Nope.
Because I get some guys come up to me going, "Oh, I can't outdo that." I'm going, the only reason why I did that is because it's on national TV, and how could she say no? At least.
Yeah. We'll put her right on the spot now. She can never. I think your presence comes across not only on stage but through, on screen, that you're real. Your music is real. When you sing, it's real. There's nothing fake about it, or pretentious, or stage-like, I guess.
When they try, and that's interesting you say that, because the industry has tried to change me many times, and when they put that chicken suit on me, I don't feel myself at all, and it feels disgusting, So that's why I'm like, I do my own thing, a little bit of a rebel,
Yeah.
But
do you find you have to fight against that to play the music that you want to play, or to be the person that you want to be on stage? Do you find that you have to fight against the...
I don't know.
The uppers, I guess.
It's only when, being that I play my own music out here, and I've done my own thing without anyone else, involved, no middle people, maybe an agent, that's it, that books the gigs. But there's no one really there to tell me what to do, and when they do, I just say, okay, and then I go and do what I want to do anyway, because it's going to work, and it has. So I really don't get have any conflicts with that, unless I have been approached by people in the business in the past, or when I get involved in the business, they want me to get, and then they want to change me, and that's always been the case. They want to change something about what I do, my look, my sound, this and that, and maybe they're right, but they're about changing some of the things. But let me be me. Don't try to put some different hat on me that I don't like, and a sound that I'm not for. And when that starts happening, I move away from that situation. I just walk away. I don't fight it, because if they're not getting it and they don't understand me, I've known me for now 7 years, so I know me better than they do.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But when they're trying to do that, it just puts a bad taste in my mouth, and I've always walked away from it. I don't fight them. I've tried in the past, and it just doesn't get you anywhere. Like I said, if they don't get it, they don't get it.
Yeah. You perform in Vegas. Where can people come to see you in Vegas?
I would say go on my website, michaelgrimmmusic.com, or look me up on Facebook.
Okay.
That's some of the more popular social media sites, Facebook.
And you have a YouTube channel, yes?
YouTube channel, yes, absolutely, yes. And I'd say just go to Facebook to find out, or my website where I'm playing out when you're coming to town, and it's always up there.